Hey everyone, I am not going to be here long, but I wanted to share a little bit of what happened to me today, and it was amazing. So I wanted to share it. It's nothing new, but, and I've been doing it for a while, but this is my first time sharing it with you guys. So here's what happened. So I love working out. It's my thing to do. I need to move, I need to work out, I need to do something with my body physically to work through angst, anxiety, trauma, grief. Me, it's movement all the way. So before the pandemic, I would do boot camp. I would do all the things with boot camp because I needed it. About 5 years ago, I realized that walking alone was not going to do it for me. So before the pandemic, that's what I did. During the pandemic, when everything closed in Texas, I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't do my thing. So what I would do is walk 3-4 miles a day, and it worked, because something is better than nothing, right? It did its thing, and I really loved it. I appreciated it because there were no gyms open. And then in May, the gym started opening up again. And, I was not about to go into the gyms in Texas in May. So I held out until about July. And until about July, I don't know what was happening. Many of you who know my story a little bit know that, there's been multiple losses in our family, then the pandemic, then, everything. And then the politics and then racism and all of that. I mean, layers upon layers. And so at about July, I just started feeling that walking 3, 4, 5 miles a day was not cutting it for me. Like I had so much anxiety and just grief and trauma and racial trauma, and it's in my body, and I can feel it. Like at the end of the day, after I would walk, it wouldn't be enough. I can still feel it in my body. I can still feel like the physiological signs of anxiety, and I needed to move. I needed to do something to just kind of push and get some relief, some form of relief from that type of anxiety. So at about July or the end of July, I can't remember when I started going back to my boot camp class. I bit the bullet and went back to my boot camp class, and you guys, it was exactly what I needed. Like, it was amazing. Now, I know boot camp is not for everyone. I know that kind of intensity level is not for everyone. So you have to find your thing. Boot camp is my thing. It doesn't have to be your thing, but you have to find your thing to move the anxiety, move the racial trauma, move the grief, move through all of those things that's like literally inside your body. You can feel it. And so for me, I started going back. At first, it hurt a little bit because, if you've been out of the gym for months and then you go back, you're like lifting 5-pound weights and it hurt. So it did hurt. So it took me 2 weeks to get back into it. But today, you guys, let me tell you, today, I had such an amazing workout. I mean, we're squatting, we're doing deadlifts, and we're doing ropes. We are, doing all kinds of workouts, and it was amazing. I mean, after every set, I heard myself just belching out all kinds of screams, all kinds of noises, like I was giving birth. Now, I've given birth 3 times, well, twice. The first one was a full vaginal birth, and the second one was a C-section, but the first one hurt. And I screamed like I was giving birth to my first child, and he was like close to 10 pounds. And so just imagine the type of loud noises I was belching out. But in the middle of that workout, I started realizing that some of the loud noises, some of the loud screams and yells that I was doing was like the anxiety and the trauma and the grief that was being released out of my body. It's like it was literally being released out of my body. And I surprised myself because I never scream like that at workout. There's another gal, young woman, when she works out, she makes all kinds of noises. And I used to look at her like, woman, come on, deal with that. But today it was me. I was so loud and it felt so good to just scream, to just let it out. And it was amazing. So I had to share with you guys that movement helps move the trauma, move the anxiety, move through it, move, if you can just walk. If you can just lift your arm, do something to move and push the anxiety, the trauma, and the political stuff, and the racism, and the sexism. Whew. We need to move. We need to breathe. We need to do all those things to just push it out. Because when it stays here, it's impacting us in a way that's not good for our bodies. So we need to be able to find movement to just move it out of our bodies. So, like I said, I was not going to stay here very long, but I wanted to share with you all my experience of just moving through my grief, my trauma, my anxiety over the politics, over racism and sexism. It's just a whole lot. There's just layers upon layers in this season. And that's why we can't just say maybe, we're going to exercise self-care and move. It's not a maybe. It's a have to. It's a must. Okay, so have a great one. Leave me a comment. How are you moving through the trauma of the season? How are you dealing with anxiety and all the stuff with the pandemic? What are you doing? What's helping? What is helping you in this season? I'd love to hear from you. So drop me a note. Talk to you later. Bye.